This is a Kazakh fairy tale, The Good and the Bad. Once upon a time, the good and the bad set out on their journeys. The bad, weary from walking, could barely drag his feet along the road. There along came the good, riding on a horse. They spoke a little bit and realized they were heading in the same direction. "Let me ride with you," the bad pleaded. "Don't you see that I'm exhausted?" The good looked at him and said, "It'll be hard for the horse to carry both of us at the same time. Let's do this instead. I'll give you my place, and you will ride ahead exactly to the next tree. Leave the horse there and continue on foot. I'll catch up, mount the horse, and chase after you. We'll take turns riding the same horse." So they agreed to do so. The bad mounted the horse and rode ahead. The good followed on foot, but when he reached the tree, there was no horse, no other human. The bad had deceived him and gone his own way. Undeterred and undiscouraged, the good continued on foot. Through the vast steppe and valleys he walked and walked until he entered a dense forest and found there a little hut. Inside, no one was around but a huge cauldron simmered with meat. Surprised, the good remarked, "No owner inside, yet lunch is cooking. How very strange." He dipped his pinky finger into the cauldron, tasted the meal, and climbed onto the hut's roof to rest. Before he could close his eyes, a wolf, a fox, and a lion entered through the door. "Oh dear," fretted the fox, "someone has tasted our lunch." "No one has tasted it," reassured the lion. The animals began to dine and shared tales of their adventures. The fox spoke first, saying, In an abundant winter hut, I found a treasure. Buried in the ground was a pot brimming with gold. Well, I must go guard it some day, or not." And then the wolf started with his story. "The chieftain's daughter is ill. Her father promised her hand in marriage to whomever can cure her. It so happens that I know the remedy. In the chieftain's flock, there's a black sheep with white spots. The one who wants to cure her must cut out its heart and rub it on a girl's body. Then she'll be well. I've been watching the spotted sheep all day long." And then the lion squeezed in with his story. "Every night I steal a horse from the chieftain's herd. He doesn't know who's behind it, but I've heard that he promised the whole herd to whoever catches the thief. Well, I'm not afraid. No horse or a human can outrun me. But you know what? There's one small chestnut foal in that herd. Only it can catch me." After their meal, the animals went to sleep, and in the morning they left the hut, and then the good went to the village. He put on the garments of the healer, approached the chieftain, and said, looking him straight in the eyes, "I can cure your daughter." The chieftain was amused and rather delighted. He invited him into his yurt. The good ordered to catch the spotted sheep from the chieftain's main herd and the ill daughter to be placed near him. And when they brought the spotted sheep, the good quickly slaughtered it and extracted its heart. Holding that heart in his right hand, which was still beating, he rubbed it on the girl's body, and then she recovered from her long illness. The good, as was promised by the chieftain, married his daughter, and after some time set out to find the old abandoned winter hut the fox had mentioned. He found it, and he dug up the pot of gold and went to the chieftain, the owner of the horse herd. "What will you give me if I catch the thief who steals your horses every night?" asked the good. I'll give you a whole herd of horses, promised the chieftain. The good went to the chieftain's herd, saddled the little chestnut foal, and laid a trap for the lion. At night the lion approached, grabbed the horse, and dashed into the steppe. The good chased after him for hours and hours. When he caught up, he stood up on the foal, unsheathed his long blade, and jumped onto the lion's back, and with a one quick blow he decapitated the lion. In the early morning he came back to the chieftain, and as was promised, he received the whole herd of horses from the chieftain and led them to his own village. A year passed, and the good met the bad once more. The good was now rather wealthy and happy, while bad had become destitute. An old tattered robe covered his bare body, and bits of dirty cotton stuck out from his hat. "I'm guilty before you. Do you remember me?" said the bad. "I stole your horse, but it brought me no good. Yet look at you, even without a horse, you survived and became rich. How did such fortune come to you?" The good told him how he stumbled upon the hut, overheard the conversation of the animals, and derived benefit from what he heard. The evil bid farewell and hurried into that forest. He found the hut that the good had mentioned. He saw the meat boiling in the cauldron, and he ate his fill and climbed onto the roof to rest. Soon the wolf and the fox arrived back to their hut. The fox peered into the cauldron and cried out, "Oh dear, someone has definitely eaten our lunch." They searched for the glutton and found him on the roof, and then a bloody death came to the bud. The end.